Happy Easter. Today's video features Dave Bullock talking about the bees and the beehives. It starts off with a little bit of him doing some preparation work, which is very necessary. What I just wanted to say from a technical point of view, I was there also dressed in a beekeeping smock with a veil and gloves, and it wasn't the easiest get up in order to operate the camera and stuff like that, so please forgive us for any technical issues. It was quite blustery, so there's a bit of wind noise, which I apologize for, and also there's a lot of clicking and knocking that you can hear. That's actually the sound of the bees hitting the microphone.
I've just been using the blow heater, get all the old wax off just to prevent disease. Just give them a good brush, a good clean up, and then we'll paint them up, and then we'll get them outside. So we're now about to go over to the apiary and check one of the hives. The idea of an inspection is to check it every 5 or 6 days, and what we're looking for. It's nice to see the queen, but it's not essential. It's not always easy. But if you see there's larvae and there's eggs she's laying, so we know they're in there. There's just up to 60,000 bees in a apiary, so there's a lot of bees, and they've all got jobs. When they're born, straight away they're allocated jobs. Mainly they're flying bees. They're going out, the workers are out after the pollen, but some of them that don't go out flying, they stay inside. The queen, she has cleaners. They clean the dirty cells so she can deposit new eggs. They clean her. There's nurses, there's undertakers. They take all the dead bodies out. And there's some on the door, sort of like keep an eye out for the pests. Like wasps are a big problem for bees, and they're quite brash. One wasp will go in and it doesn't bother them to take the honey. Behind me you might be able to see the rapeseed, so that's what the bees are after, working hard at the moment. And what they'll do, they'll take that back and then produce honey. Our first pathways honey. One of the hives died over the winter, but that's what was left over. So you just scrape off the wax where they put a coating on it to give it protection, and then you would put that into the extractor, and all the honey will fly off. But for today we're just going to help ourselves, just stick our fingers in and just try our first bit of pathways honey. And it's very sweet, it's really nice. It's now Easter Saturday at the farm. When Jeff first mentioned doing a talk on the bees last week, I thought I'd like to do the first one on my own first, just so there were no surprises. And last Sunday when I'd done the first inspection of the year, there was a surprise. Both hives were quite angry, and the reason for this is the queen is in the bottom, but the bees haven't been coming up into the green box, the first super. So they were getting overcrowded, making the queen get angry because she's running out of space to lay her eggs. So I thought today, they look a lot calmer today anyway, so I'm just going to add some smoke and then we'll have a look inside their honey making factory. And what this does, it tells the bees that there's a forest fire nearby, so they're going to go and have a good feed on the honey before they swarm off, before the fire gets bad. And by then hopefully we'll have finished our inspection. So this is a grid. The queen, she can't fit through here. She stays in the bottom laying eggs all her life. So I've just moved this up to encourage the bees. And this yellow packet here is candy pollen, and that allows the bees to have some food over the winter. And as you can see, they've nearly finished this packet, so that's been going well. So there's more bees in here than what I thought there would be. So this is one of the frames on the outside. This foundation is perfectly flat, okay? And then what the bees do, they draw out the foundation. I mean, in a week, for this many bees this far up, that is really good. So these are all girls you can see on here. 3 frames here like that. I'm really impressed with that for this time of year. Over the road is the rapeseed. I'm just going to lay that on the floor. Is the rapeseed, and April and May is when they will be after that. So they're now busy going after the rapeseed. And hopefully by the end of May we will have some honey this year. Again, I cannot believe how many bees are in here, and that is why they were so angry last weekend. They didn't have the space, although I don't know why they weren't moving up until the next chamber. There's all nice and honey inside there. And what we do when we make the extract the honey, you put 3 of these into a big drum, and you turn the drum really quickly, and it all breaks away. But that doesn't do the bees any harm. We still leave enough for them. They can make some more, and also I shall give them a bowl of sugar solution, and they can make some more food that way as well. See if the queen, she was born up here last year. When you buy a queen, she has a felt tip pen put on her thorax, a different colour each year, and that tells us how old the queen is. So this pink box is the brood box. Just going to apply a bit more smoke. Like I say, these ones are for the honey, and the brood box is where the queen lays her eggs, which are very hard to see because they're like small grains of rice. They're very hard for me to see up close. But again, you can see where they've capped some honey here. You can see different colours down here. That's pollen. Pollen is their protein. These are pretty much all girls who are the workers, but you can see one big chap there. That's a drone. He's one of the boys underneath my finger. You may think he's a queen, looks pretty big, but there's 2 boys there. There's only about 100 of those, the drones, to a hive. All they do is mate with the queen, and as soon as they have mated, they die there and then. And at the end of the year, they get kicked out by the girls because they're pretty much just a waste of space. They just mate and eat, so we'll leave that at that. So even if we can't see the queen, like in here, I can see small larvae, so we know the queen's here, but the eggs are too small to see. I'll see if I can find some bigger larvae. So this colour here, this biscuity colour, they're all eggs under there. And in here, underneath there, you can see the white there, you can see the larvae. They're all nice and calm, they've got food, they've got space, and it's a nice day, which really helps. It's really important to put the frames back in the right place and that you don't jolt. And they're starting to fly around a bit more. When they get angry, they fly into you more. Again, you can see the rugby shaped ball, that's cat brood, they're all eggs there. These bigger ones here, they're the boys, they're drone cells. Suddenly there's no eggs and there's no larvae, the queen's either swarmed or she's misfiring, and all she can lay is drones, the boys, which is no good for a hive because the boys don't do anything. They are starting to get a little bit feisty now, but they're not really flying into me. Got to be so careful, doing my best not to squash them as well. But soon there'll be a queen cell in here, or more than one queen cell, which means she's thinking of swarming. So what we'll do, we will move the hive to one side, put a new brood box here, and put the frame with the queen back in, and she will feel like she's swarmed, then she's got loads more space again. Now here is an uncapped queen cell. So they are thinking about making another queen cell here. You may see one here at the bottom under my finger. Got yellow at either side. That's her pollen bags. She's been out, she's full of pollen. This is a really good, busy hive. A little bit feisty, but we have been here quite a while now. It's quite breezy, they don't like the breeze. So this now makes it quite hard to put this on because of the, I'm going to squash quite a few of them. But with all the rapeseed over the road, hopefully we're going to have some honey this, well, end of next month hopefully. I don't like squashing the bees, but I think it's going to happen. What I try and do is put it down slowly, and it gives them a chance to move away. But overall, for the time of year, it looks a really healthy hive. It really is a fascinating hobby, and you're doing your bit for nature as well, giving it a helping hand, because we are short of bees.